Abrasive blasting. Abrasive blasting uses compressed air or water to direct a high-speed stream of an abrasive material to clean an object or surface, remove burrs, apply a texture, or prepare a surface for paint or another type of coating. Commonly used abrasive materials include silica sand, coal slag, glass, steel shot, and specular hematite. Alternative blasting materials include dry ice, sodium bicarbonate, ground walnut shells, and high-pressure water. Abrasive blasting operations can create high levels of dust and noise. Abrasive material and the surface being blasted may contain toxic materials that are hazardous to workers, such as lead paint and silica. Companies should provide workers with training on blasting health and safety hazards, how to use controls, personal hygiene practices, safe work practices, and personal protective equipment or PPE and respirator use. Before beginning work, companies should identify the hazards and assign a knowledgeable person trained to recognize hazards who has the authority to quickly take corrective action to eliminate them. Using engineering and administrative controls, PPE, including respiratory protection, and training can protect workers involved in abrasive blasting activities. Engineering controls include substitution, isolation, and ventilation. These are the main ways to prevent or reduce worker exposure to airborne hazards during abrasive blasting operations. Examples of engineering controls include using a less toxic abrasive blasting material, using barriers and curtain walls to isolate other workers from the blasting operation, keeping co-workers away from the blaster, and using exhaust ventilation systems and containment structures to capture dust. Administrative controls include using good personal hygiene practices, performing a routine cleanup using wet methods or HEPA-filtered vacuuming to reduce dust accumulation, scheduling blasting when the least number of workers are at the site, and avoiding blasting in windy conditions to prevent the spread of hazardous materials. Good personal hygiene practices include not eating, drinking, or using tobacco products in blasting areas. Wash your hands and face routinely and before you eat, drink, or use tobacco products. Take a shower at the end of your shift and keep contaminated clothing and equipment out of the clean change area. Respiratory protection must be used when engineering and administrative controls cannot keep worker exposure below OSHA's permissible exposure limits. An abrasive blasting respirator must cover a worker's head, neck, and shoulders to protect them from rebounding abrasives. Workers must only use NIOSH-approved Type CE blasting airline respirators with a positive pressure blasting helmet to provide protection from dusts produced during abrasive blasting operations. Workers involved in cleanup and other related activities may also need to wear respiratory protection. Other PPE includes hearing protection, eye and face protection, helmets, leather gloves that protect the hands and forearms, aprons or coveralls, and safety shoes or boots. Abrasive blasting creates high levels of noise that can cause substantial hearing loss. Always wear hearing protection. Abrasive blasting can create many hazards that are harmful to workers, including high levels of dust and noise. Be aware of the hazards associated with abrasive blasting and always wear the proper PPE. Stay safe.